Everyone to the November 16, 2023 meeting of the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners. If everyone would stand with us, please. I'm going to ask that our Commission Chaplain, Commissioner Romel McMurray, lead us in our prayer and our pledge. He looks like he's got something special for us. Romel.
Good evening, everyone. I have a special guest this evening. Her name is Miss Hope Rutledge. She's one of our homeschool individuals here in Rutherford County, so she's going to help lead the pledge as soon as I finish praying. So if you could, please bow your heads. Dear Lord, we stand before you this evening to give you the glory, honor, and the praise, and to say thank you. We live in your spirit, on your planet, and amongst our brothers and sisters in Christ. I ask that you go to the dark places that may be dwelling in our country and around the world. This is a time that we need you more than ever. Where there is violence and oppression, there is darkness. But we know that darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. We thank you for the love that you show us and the sacrifices you make to support us. We also stand here to say thank you for our veterans that have protected and served this country with honor and dignity, and for those that are currently doing so and serving us here at home and abroad. We live in the land of the free while so many others around the world are not able to do so. While we're in the season of Thanksgiving, let us continue to show our gratitude for the things that you continue to do. We are a blessed people because every day is a day of Thanksgiving. I ask that you be with those individuals that may not have a seat at the table during this Thanksgiving season. Let them know that you will never leave them nor forsake them. Lastly, I thank you, Lord, for guiding us, this county commission body. Guide us in our decision-making here now and going forever. Thank you for giving us wisdom when we stumble, and thank you for teaching us to support one another. We praise you for the love through this prayer of gratitude. For you, O Lord, are good, and your mercy endureth forever. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. This time we'll call on our Rutherford County Clerk, Lisa Crowell. Call the roll, Lisa.
Commissioner Oliver.
Present.
Commissioner Piercy.
Here.
Commissioner Rather.
Here.
Commissioner P.
Here.
Commissioner Davison.
Here.
Commissioner Beverly.
Here.
Commissioner Cush.
Present.
Commissioner Reed.
Here.
Commissioner James. Wilson.
Here.
Commissioner Anthony Johnson.
Here.
Commissioner Boyd.
Here.
Commissioner Paul Johnson.
Here.
Commissioner Irvin.
Here.
Commissioner Harris.
Here.
Commissioner Dodd.
Here.
Chairman Phillips.
Present.
Commissioner McAdoo. Commissioner McMurray.
Here.
Commissioner Gooch.
Here.
Commissioner Sereno.
Here.
We have a quorum, 21 present.
Thank you, Lisa. This time I'll call on our Chairman Pro Tem Trey Gooch for the reading and the approval of our October 12th meeting minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have read the minutes, among others, find everything to be in order. My motion is to approve the minutes as presented.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second to approve the October 12th meeting minutes. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Motion to approve carries. Thank you. Item 8 on our list, we have a resolution of recognition. We actually have two, and the first one I'll call on Commissioner Robert P.
This is going to be a resolution of recognition and congratulations for Beckman's Prescription Shop and the Beckman family. I know some of the family is here, and I'm going to ask you to come on up to the podium if you don't mind. I've got some beautiful children with them. I want to show them off a little bit myself. And while they're making their way up here, I've got a personal interest in this group. Yeah, just come on up. Over 30 years ago, my wife, Patricia P., was diagnosed with cancer. And at that time, we'd been married about 4 years, and we had a lot to learn about doctors, had a lot to learn about everything there. But one of the things that really helped us was Milton Beckman. Milton was a pharmacist that we had started using, and I went to him and I said, look, I'm overwhelmed here. She alone had over 7 doctors, and all of them were prescribing pills willy-nilly in my book, and it frightened me. I don't know a lot about prescription medicine, but I know enough to know that some of them react with each other. And after talking to Milton, he reassured me that he would watch her and watch over what was being sent to her. As a matter of fact, he stopped a couple of things that would have been detrimental to her health over the period of years. But that's my connection there. They're a small business, and as I read the resolution, you'll hear a little bit more, and I'm actually going to offer them a chance to speak. But here's the resolution. Whereas on February the 1st, 1973, husband and wife Milton and Sylvia Beckman opened Beckman's prescription shop, originally operating out of the old Polk Hotel in downtown Murfreesboro. And whereas in 1977, Beckman's moved to the current location of 120 East College Street, and in the years that follows merged with Mountie Drugs and Stickney and Grist, and has continued to be downtown's pharmacy ever since. Whereas this pharmacy strives to treat every customer like family and provides prescriptions, vaccinations, and over-the-counter health items. And whereas Keith and Shannon Beckman are second-generation pharmacists and business owners and are proud to carry on the 50-year tradition of offering exceptional pharmacy care to downtown Murfreesboro. Therefore, the Rutherford County Commission and Joe S. Carr, Mayor of Rutherford County, do hereby recognize, congratulate, and thank the Beckman's Prescription Shop and the Beckman family for 50 years of business and service to Rutherford County. Resolved this 16th day of November, 2023. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution of recognition for the Beckman family. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Wow, that's a little overwhelming coming from us. We're humble people, and I guess I'd like to tip my hat, to the people that came before us. That would be my mother and father that helped us lay the groundwork down so that we can continue to keep caring for Murfreesboro as they did and continue on this tradition. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my wife, Shannon Beckman, behind the scenes of everything that we've done recently with the 50th anniversary celebration. We've got Customer Appreciation Day coming up where we're having Tempo, the NSC mascot, come out. She's been behind the scenes of all this, making it happen. So without her, we wouldn't be here standing here before you today. So.
I want to say thank you as well. So obviously I'm married into a wonderful family. I started working there when I was in high school, so it's really been full circle to be able to be an owner and a pharmacist there now, but we couldn't do what we do without downtown and without the support of Murfreesboro. So downtown Murfreesboro especially is such a wonderful just body of people and businesses, and we're grateful for all of you. This is such a nice little honor and something that wasn't expected but so much appreciated. So thank you to all of our customers, our patients, and all of the people who support us and help us hopefully keep it around for the next generation one day. So.
At this time, we have a very special resolution of recognition, and to make this presentation, I want to call on our mayor, Joe Carr.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is indeed a special recognition for a resolution. All of them are special, but this one is particularly special to me because this person I've known for a good while, and while I've known this individual for quite some time, I haven't had the opportunity to work with them. And I can say, as I've shared so many times with all of you, one of the things that I'm struck with by being mayor, that so many of you in the commission have found out a long time ago, Commissioner McAdoo, probably longer than some, is that we have absolutely amazing employees in Rutherford County. They're absolutely phenomenal. And I've worked at all levels of the private sector and the government sector, and I'm going to tell you, it is phenomenal, the quality, the devotion, and the passion that these people serve our community. And so we have an opportunity this evening to recognize one of those individuals, and I would ask the family of Lisa Kroll to come forward, please. The family, Lisa, not you, not yet. You're going to get to make a special entrance. Go. Go. So, Lisa, if you'll come forward, please, and stand with us. If y'all come on either side of me, I would really appreciate that, because Lisa Kay, are you with us? If you'll take some pictures, because this is really an important moment for this family and for our county clerk, Lisa Kroll. So, I know. Y'all bear with us for a second. You all right?
I'm good now.
All right. For those that you don't know, Lisa Kroll was named Most Outstanding County Clerk of the Year in the state of Tennessee out of all 95 counties. And she was given that award recently in Kingsport. Where are you? There you are. You're so small. Come forward so I can see you. In Kingsport, was that right?
That's it. Mm-hmm.
And I was absolutely floored because she represented literally the best of the best in Tennessee. And so with that, I think you deserve a special recognition. So if you'll allow me, I'll read this in your honor and with the permission of your family. Whereas Rutherford County Court Clerk Lisa Duke Kroll was named Most Outstanding County Clerk of the Year for the state of Tennessee on Tuesday, November 7th, 2023 by the County Officials Association of Tennessee. I'm going to pause here because the County Officials Association president is Ted Beatty in the back. And so, Ted, we thank you for your service in that regard, sir. Thank you very, very much. At its annual conference, and according to the County Clerk Association president, was the best of the best this year. And whereas Ms. Kroll was elected Rutherford County Clerk in 2010, as in her fourth term as clerk, and is a distinguished example of the effective execution of the responsibilities of her public office, and encourages her staff to exemplify the highest standard of customer service. And whereas Ms. Kroll has not only distinguished herself in Rutherford County, she has become a leader among County Officials Association of Tennessee by leading legislative initiatives and serving as Secretary-Treasurer for the statewide association. This honor demonstrates she has gained the trust of other 94 county clerks in the state of Tennessee. And whereas Ms. Kroll is a lifelong resident of Rutherford County, one of the fastest growing counties in the United States, and has earned or received numerous certificates, designations, distinctions, and titles, including but not limited to the following: Certified Public Administrator from the University of Tennessee in 2017, Certified County Finance Officer in 2016, Leadership Rutherford 2016 graduate, Local Government Leadership Program, NAFI Center for Effective Leadership Institute, for Public Service for the University of Tennessee, Class of 22, Chairman of the Legislation of County Officials Association of Tennessee, Chairman Legislation Tennessee County Clerks Association from 2020 to present, right? Favorite elected official finalist in the Daily News Journal Ruthie Awards, something that many election officials aspire to. And multiple year finalist in the Murfreesboro Post, and with her many accolades, Mrs. Crowell brings inevitable prominence to her esteemed office in Rutherford County, which generates favorable reflection upon our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by Rutherford County Commission and Joe Carr, Mayor of Rutherford County, we extend our sincere congratulations and the resolution of recognition to Lisa Duke Crowell, Rutherford County Clerk, for receiving the Most Outstanding County Clerk of the Year for the State of Tennessee Award, received this 16th day, November 2023.
Lisa, before you do that,
Mr. Chairman, I
need
make a motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approval of this resolution, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Now you're up.
Oh, okay, I didn't get to take those notes. But anyway, I'm all dried up. I can speak a minute. I did that when they announced it. But anyway, first of all, thanks for my family for being here. Then I tune up. But anyway, thanks for being here. Second of all, you know, Tab, thank you for asking me to be legislative chair for COAT. That was a big honor, and we worked great together this past year, and he did a fabulous job as president. But all of this that he read, I can't do if I don't have my staff there taking care of business and running the office as I've described it. I wanted it ran, how I wanted it run. And they do a fabulous job. They truly do. I'm only as good as those that are surrounding me. And we've taken a lot of pride in doing that. We're growing as the county grows. And I don't know, I'm just shooting from the hip, guys. Thank you. And I do appreciate working with you. Thank you. Introduce my family. This is my husband, Jeff, my daughter-in-law, Crystal, my son, Kenny, my dad, Jim, my daughter-in-law, Marla. Here I go. This is what brings it out. My son, Kevin, and my cute little mama, Faye.
Thank you, Lisa, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mom.
Item F on our agenda is public comments. We've had four people sign up. The first is Matt Fee, and his topic is the library. While Mr. Fee is coming up, I'll remind everyone that public comments are limited to 3 minutes, and they're also restricted to agenda items.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Matt Fee, and I live on Winding Branch Drive in Christiana. I will keep this pretty short tonight. I'm here tonight to speak about the appointment once again to the Library Board. Last Monday, Steering Committee, I spoke about the characteristics that would make a great appointment. Passion for libraries and literacy, trust in the librarians and staff, and non-partisanship. Tonight, I want to emphasize the last item of nonpartisanship. After last week's Steering Committee final 4-3 vote, Commissioner Mike Cush mentioned that there were a lot of qualified candidates that had applied for the position. However, the committee moved forward a candidate with a clear partisan affiliation listed on their application. I am here tonight to once again request that the commission revisit this and vote to nominate a nonpartisan, such as the second place finisher from the steering committee vote, Ellen Myrick. Libraries are spaces that should be welcoming and accessible to all members of our community, regardless of their political affiliations or beliefs. The ideal candidate should prioritize the nonpartisan nature of the library board, ensuring that it remains a place where everyone feels comfortable seeking knowledge and information without any partisan bias. The library board plays a vital role in shaping the future of our community, and the commission's choice for this vacancy will have a significant impact. I urge you to consider this when voting tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Shannon Beckman. Topic is the Keystone Project.
I am here on behalf of the Main Street Murfreesboro Board. We just wanted to kind of put a collective front out there. So we are comprised of business owners and residents, as well as some county and city officials within government and other parts of our sector. And we just wanted to kind of put forth our excitement for this project, the Keystone Project. Anything that's good for downtown business is good for our city as a whole. I think a lot of the different parts of our town have gotten to kind of have this growth. As you know, looking at downtown, there's no Walgreens downtown, there's no McDonald's. It's all local people, local businesses. And so to have the ability to have kind of a resurgence of this area, we're excited about it. I know there's several projects that are happening. And so from the Main Street Board, we just wanted you to know that you have our support, and we appreciate your support at being a part of that nonprofit. So thank you guys. We're excited to see what becomes of that project, as well as some of the other things that this great city and county has in store. Thank you.
Next is Michael Busey, Keystone Project.
Likewise, I wanted to come and show support for the Keystone Project, both as a native Murfreesboro citizen, but also as a business owner downtown and on the Main Street Board as well. I'll just second kind of what Shannon said. We really think it's going to bring a lot of revitalization to that area of downtown. I'm a Murfreesboro native, and you know, my immigrants lived in that area when it was the bottoms down there, like hundreds of years ago. So I'm excited about to see that revitalized and see the new commerce that it brings in, just to see the opportunity to bring in people for Shannon's Pharmacy and my insurance agency and the different restaurants and all those things. I think that's just going to help revitalize that whole area and bring more people downtown. I was telling another Main Street Board member today, the thing unique about the farmers market is it's become such a melting pot of Murfreesboro, where we get people that have moved here 2 days ago and people that have been here 10 years, and we get natives. And I think this will just accelerate that even more. And just one of the great things about Murfreesboro is we truly are that melting pot of commerce and industry all kind of together. So anyway, like Shannon said, we just want to show our support from a Main Street, and also from a local property owner, local business owner, and from a native as well. I just think it's a great project. Thank you.
Next is Josh Reynolds, Keystone Project.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. My name is Josh Reynolds. I'm here tonight as a resident of Rutherford County here in Murfreesboro. My family lives just east of MTSU, and we think the college is the world's greatest playground for bikes, so nice to be local on that side. I have 2 small businesses on the square. I have a co-working space. We do some pop-up retail. I'm also in partnership with the building at 112 South Maple, so here to represent building ownership as well, and offer our vote of support for the Broad Street Keystone Project. We're excited for what this is going to bring. We're anxious to see new developments coming downtown to the city. The development itself, the hotel, the retail space, the residential, all of that is going to continue to bring commerce back into the heart of the city. I'm also interested, as I am the developer of the hotel, working with the program on that side of things. We spent the last 8 months or so working on feasibility studies and bringing together offers from different hotel brands to come through. With that, we've secured an offer from Hilton International, working with them if we're allowed to continue on that side of things to bring a Hilton hotel into the area. It'll be a tapestry project, kind of on the boutique, nice side of things. I think we'll fit in very well with that. We're looking at framing it around the architecture of the city so that we make sure that it fits into the style and flow of downtown and the square itself. Let's see, the results of all of that. Hilton has come back to us. We've got really good financial offer from them, as well as a commitment for them to participate in the development, both from the build perspective as well as the ongoing maintenance and management of that hotel. And although the hotel is a nationally recognized brand, it will be locally owned and operated, and that stays right here inside of Murfreesboro, and we're very excited to be a part of that project and continue to throw our support behind that as business owners, as residents, and hopefully as, I gotta find a better word for a hotel person. Thank you all.
Thank you. Next, elections and confirmations. Call on our steering vice chair, Pettis Reed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commission members, you can find the listings of our notaries. We begin with item 1. You'll find that on your iPad. It's also been sent to you through the list of our agenda for this evening. Mr. Chairman, I move to confirm the election of these individuals as Rutherford County notaries.
We have a motion and a second to confirm the list of notaries. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion to approve carries.
Item 2, steering would like to announce 2 vacancies on the Rutherford County Correctional Work Center Board. These are 2-year terms to begin January 2024 and continue until January 2026. Steering would like to announce 4 vacancies on the Rutherford County Agricultural Advisory Board. This is item 3. The vacancies are for 1 farm woman, 1 farm man, and 2 county commissioners. These will be a 2-year terms running from January 2024 until January 2026. Item 4, steering wishes to also announce 1 vacancy on the PBA, which is Public Building Authority. This will be a 6-year term beginning January 2024 and ending January 2030. Item 5, steering also would like to announce a vacancy on the Community Care of Rutherford County Board to fill a retiring member's seat. The term will expire July 1st, 2024. Item 6, we wish to confirm Robert Lewis to the Codes Enforcement, Adjustments, and Appeals Board. This is a 3-year term effective September 2023, continuing through October 2026. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
We have a motion and a second to confirm Robert Lewis to the Codes Enforcement and Adjustment Appeals Board. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion to approve carries. Thank you.
Item 7, steering wishes to confirm Marzee Woodward to the Library Board. This term expires June 2025. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
We have a motion and a second to confirm Ms. Woodward to the Library Board.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Oliver.
I'd like to make a nomination from the floor, and I'd like to nominate Ms. Ellen Myrick.
Say the name again.
Ellen Myrick.
I don't have the list of applicants from steering. This one of those applicants. Let me just clarify that statement. I believe a couple of years ago, we had some discussion as it related to nominations from the floor. Nominations from the floor are permissible as long as they've gone through the application process, and this applicant has done so.
She has, and I have her application here if you'd like for me to read it.
Very good. Any other nominations? I'm going to close the nominations, and at this time, without objection, I'm going to ask that both of the applicants come forward for a brief introduction and presentation.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
May I? Ms. Ellen Myrick was not aware that I was going to nominate her from the floor. She is traveling on business. Her presentation is available online at the steering committee.
Good, thank you.
Hello, I'm Beverly Marzee Woodward. I reside on Sunset Avenue here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I'm excited to be thought of to be a part of the library board. I think it's very important for us to think about what is appropriate for children, and I think that it's important for us to also remember that we are doing that for them. We are looking also at thinking about literacy. I was a teacher for 30 years. I love reading. I love teaching children how to read. And I think it's important that we keep our library where it's a safe space for all children. Thank you.
Thank you. This time we have 2 applicants for the open board position, and we're going to call the roll, and you're going to be voting for one, Myrick or Woodward. Woodward? Myrick, did I say that right?
Myrick, yes, Ellen Myrick.
Myrick or Woodward? Once again, we're going to call the roll. I'll ask our clerk to call the roll, and you'll vote for one. Call the roll.
Commissioner Oliver,
Myrick.
Commissioner Piercy,
Woodward.
Commissioner Rather,
Woodward.
Commissioner P,
Woodward.
Commissioner Davison,
Myrick.
Commissioner Beverly,
Woodward.
Commissioner Cush,
Myrick.
Commissioner Reed,
Woodward.
Commissioner James,
Myrick.
Commissioner Wilson,
Woodward.
Commissioner Anthony Johnson,
Woodward.
Commissioner Boyd,
Woodward.
Commissioner Paul Johnson,
Woodward.
Commissioner Irvin,
Woodward.
Commissioner Harris,
Woodward.
Commissioner Dodd,
Woodward.
Chairman Phillips,
Woodward.
McAdoo, Commissioner McMurray,
Myrick.
Commissioner Gooch,
Woodward.
no,
Woodward.
Ms. Myrick, 6. Ms. Woodward, 15. Ms. Woodward is elected to the library board. Drew?
Mr. Chairman, this concludes the business of elections and confirmations. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 8, resolution to approve the consent agenda. Chairman Pro Tem Trey Gooch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I've got some good news. So an hour ago, there was a request to take 8 items off the consent agenda. After some fast talking, we've got it down to 1. So I am moving item number 13 to K6B. Everything else is appropriate, and unless there's any objection, I move that we approve the consent agenda, save item 13.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item 13. Anyone else? For this will be on the board. If you would, please cast your vote.
Anyone that did not vote and wishes to vote, or anyone who would like to change your vote, you may do so now.
Record the vote.
20 yes, 1 no.
Motion passes. Thank you. Let me make a quick statement here. The consent agenda has been part of our business probably for half a dozen years or so. And the reason to do that is that we were reading resolutions that took minutes and added literally hours to our meeting. And the agendas got to where they were lengthy and late into the night. The resolutions were long, and they constantly passed with a 21-0 vote. So we approved our putting items on the consent agenda that were items recommended by committee chairpersons, and they came with a unanimous vote from that committee. And there were normally such things as applications for grants, acceptance of grants, budget amendment items, those type of things, which was normally what we put on the consent agenda. And I'd like maybe our finance director to maybe add some things to that.
Chairman Phillips is correct. We normally put things like application for grants on the consent agenda or no match grants. However, one thing we get a lot of questions on is a lot of times you'll see budget amendments split between the consent agenda and the committee. What is under the committee is if it's coming out of unassigned fund balance, we will never recommend that that be put on the consent agenda. That will always be an item voted on separately. So the things that you see on the consent agenda are things that are funded with, for example, there's some items funded from the opioid board. That's money that's already set aside for that use. There's a few no-match grants from several departments. That's the types of things that are going to be on the consent agenda. So if you see it on the consent agenda, it's not coming out of unassigned fund balance and things like that. If it's coming out of unassigned fund balance, it'll be on under the committee report to be voted on separately.
Nick, anything to add? Very good. Any questions? I know that the consent agenda has gotten fairly lengthy. Commissioner P., do you have anything you'd like to add?
I just wanted to make a comment. I know it's hard to keep up with all these, even though these are televised and you can go back and watch them. It still takes a long time to sit through those meetings. I know budgets sometimes will be 2 to 3 hours long, and it's hard to do that. But if you ever see that you have a question on that, please feel free to call me, contact me. And I may not be the best person to explain it. I will throw that back on Michael. Michael and I have discussed this. But if you ever have a question, please contact one of us. And basically, the reason I'm requesting that is just as Chairman Phillips mentioned, you know, is basically trying to save us a little bit of time. And two, I know from being a student many years ago, a one-on-one a lot of times is easier for me to learn instead of sitting in a group or, you know, watching a group perform. But Michael does an excellent job explaining things to me, and I'm sure he can for y'all if you have a question. And he's happy, he and Mark both will be happy to field any questions you have, along with myself.
Very good, thank you. Okay, next is unfinished business. I have none. Public hearings, we've given our planning department the night off. We have no public hearings scheduled tonight, so we'll get right into our standing committee reports. The first up is Budget, Finance, and Investment Committee, and I'll call on our chairman, Robert P.
Okay, we have 4 items we'll be looking at. First is a resolution be it resolved by the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners that the general fund be amended as follows. This first one is for human resources. Sonia has actually using this money that's requested for an event where they recognize our county employees. We've had money in the past donated, and one of the groups that has donated money in the past has not come forward with that or as much. She's asking for $4,500, which actually is a little more than what we need, but if everybody showed up, then it's possible we could get to that. Anyway, from Human Resources, a decrease in unassigned fund balance of $4,500 and an increased expenditure under other charges for $4,500. Next is the Sheriff's Office, and I'll go ahead and read this. An increase of PATH, other directed federal revenue, $102,461. A decrease in unassigned fund balance of $25,617, and increased expenditures in PATH contracts with private agencies, $108,968. PATH uniforms, $1,960. Again, to PATH, $16,000 for communications equipment, and then PATH law enforcement equipment, $1,150. Resolved this 16th day of November 2023. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item K1A. Any questions or discussion? Commissioner Gooch.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. During the budget meeting, there was some discussion about budget of the Sheriff's Department to take it from their current budget instead of the ending fund balance. And the answer was yes, there is. The committee went ahead and voted, motion was presented from the Sheriff's Department to take it from ending fund balance. After further discussion with the chairman, we feel like that it's better to come right now from the sheriff's budget. I have spoken with the sheriff, and I've also spoken with the finance director, and it is currently in their budget. So I would like to amend this motion to have the matching fund $25,617 to come from the existing budget.
We have a motion and a second to amend the original motion. Everybody understand?
Could you specify line item 101 54110-189 in lieu of unassigned fund balance?
Consider it done.
Thank you.
Is that okay with the second? We're voting on the amendment or the motion as amended. I guess we'll need to be on the board for this. So if we would, please cast your vote on the amendment.
Anyone that did not vote and wishes to vote, or anyone who would like to change your vote, you may do so now.
Record the vote.
21 yes.
Now we'll be voting on the original motion that has been amended. So please cast your vote.
Anyone that did not vote and wishes to vote, or anyone who would like to change your vote, you may do so now.
Record the vote.
21 yes.
Item K1A, as amended, is adopted.
Budget item B, this is also from the Sheriff's Department and comes under his drug control fund, which by state law is under the control of the Sheriff's Department. Be it resolved by the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners that the Drug Control Fund be amended as follows: a decrease in restricted fund balance of $500,000 and increase expenditures in maintenance and rep buildings of $105,000. Animal, food, and supplies for $23,250. Law enforcement supplies, $81,750. And motor vehicles, $290,000. Resolved the 16th day of November, 2023. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
I have a motion and a second to approve item K1B. Any questions or discussion? Cast your vote. Commissioner Oliver.
Anyone that did not vote and wishes to vote, or anyone who would like to change your vote, you may do so now.
Record the vote.
21 yes.
Item K1B has been adopted.
Budget item C, this has got to do with the Highway Department, and unfortunately, Greg Brooks, our superintendent, is under the weather, so he's not going to be here to answer questions for you, but if you have some, I know we have a representative here, Commissioner Johnson from the Road Board, and also the members that were at Budget the other night. Basically what he's doing is asking for money within his budget to give raises to his employees, and I'm not going to read the whole list down there. I think it basically works out to about $1 per person on their raises. Be it resolved by the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners that the Highway Fund be amended as follows, and those are for salary adjustments and a decrease in committed fund balance of $10,583. And I'm going to skip the rest of those increases. They're in front of you there on the board. If you have a question, we'll be happy to answer. But resolved the 16th day of November, 2023. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
I have a motion and a second to approve item K1D. Any questions? Any discussion?
Question.
Commissioner Oliver.
You said there was someone here that could explain this, or maybe you can explain it better for me, Mr. Commissioner?
Michael probably could, but Commissioner Johnson, do you care to answer? So
this is not coming out of the ending fund balance. This basically $1 per hour for all the employees. Very deserving. It passed the road board unanimously, so I don't see what the problem is.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Oliver.
I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm just getting some clarity. Is this a part of, you said this is a part of his budget, or is this something new? Is it going to be recurring? I'm just curious as it relates to budget.
The budget for the road board is set by the road board. We approve it, but they have, just like the other elected officials, they have the authority to set their raises themselves, to set their budget. So this is their prerogative. They can do this if at will. And he has done that in the past, and he regretted not being able to be here tonight. Like I said, he'd be happy to talk to you about it. But what he's doing is he's waiting till after the first of the year, his explanation, to see what his ending fund balances are for the years forward. And I've been up here about 26 years, and I've never seen a problem with the road board's budget, especially since he's been in place. But he's waiting till his ending fund balance comes in. He knows exactly what he's got. He's never going to run over that amount. This is, again, not something that we look at. When we're setting the budget, This comes directly from him and his board, which Commissioner Johnson is on.
I'd like to share this with everyone. I've been on the road board 23 years, and every year that we have had a budget, it has come through with the ending fund balance that we have is either equal to or greater than the operating budget. We only get less than a penny from the property tax rate, and that is for the public works section. Thank you.
Commissioner Dodd, did you have anything? Very good, thank you. You're welcome, very welcome. Any other questions or comments? Again, we have a motion and a second to approve item K1D. Please cast your vote.
Anyone that did not vote and wishes to vote, or anyone who would like to change your vote, you may do so now.
Record the vote.
21 yes.
Item K1D is adopted.
Budget item D, resolution regarding the economic impact plan for the project Keystone Development Area. You've heard a couple people speak about that tonight. I think most of you have been exposed to their presentation. I'm not going to go through that. We've got about 6 pages of reading here, and I'm not going to make you go through that. I am going to read a couple of the first few paragraphs and the last paragraph. If any of you have questions at any time or after this has been read, we'd be happy to address them as best we can. I know there are people in the audience that we could suspend the rules for to help if there are further questions. Resolution regarding the economic impact plan for the project Keystone Development Area. Whereas the Industrial Development Board of Rutherford County, the board, is a public nonprofit corporation organized and existing under by the virtue of the provision of Chapter 53, Title 7, Tennessee Code Annotated, and is amended as the Act. And whereas the purpose of the said Act is stated therein, being to authorize the incorporation in the several municipalities of the state of Tennessee of public corporation to finance, acquire, construct, own, lease, equip, and or dispose of properties to the end of such corporations may be able to, among other things, maintain and increase employment opportunities by promoting industry, trade, commerce, tourism, and recreation by including manufacturing, industrial, governmental, educational, financial services, commercial and recreational enterprises to locate and to remain in the state of Tennessee. And whereas the board desires to induce HRP Residential LLC, the company, to undertake the development in future in the project Keystone Development Area, being certain property located along Northwest Broad Street, West Vine Street, and South Church Street, which will include commercial, office, retail, restaurant, residential, and hotel uses, together with all necessary on-site water, sewer, stormwater, and other utility infrastructures, extensions, and public infrastructures necessary to serve the needs of the development for the infrastructure improvements, and the privately owned parking garage facility that will serve both the users of the development and the public, the garage project, which the garage project is anticipated to be composed of 3 garages with approximately 715 total parking spaces. And I'm going to cut off there and move down to the final section. This resolution shall be effective immediately, the public welfare and the welfare of the county requiring it, approved and adopted by, I'll make a motion to approve by the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners the 16th day of November 2023. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve item K1D, resolution regarding the economic impact plan for project Keystone Development Area. Now questions or comments? It's been through at least 2 committees process, and it's taken us a couple of months to get through. Much discussion. Any discussion? For this, we're going to be on the board. Please cast your vote.
Anyone that did not vote and wishes to vote, or anyone who would like to change your vote, you may do so now.
Record the vote.
20 yes, 1 no.
Mr. Chairman, excuse me.
K1D is adopted.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes budget business tonight. Our next meeting will be December the 7th. That's under another item.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Chairman P. Yes, Commissioner Cush.
Thank you. I would like to thank, although they did not have to participate, I would like to be on record to thank the city of Murfreesboro as well as the Chamber of Commerce for coming and to be here to present if they were needed. So they were here. I just want everybody to know that.
Thank you, guys. Item K2, Public Safety Committee, Chairman Pettis Reed.
Mr. Chairman, we have no report, but the next meeting date will be November the 27th at 5:30.
Thank you, Chairman Reed. Item K3, Health and Ed, Chairman Philip Dodd.
Thank you, Chairman. Likewise, no report. Our next meeting will be November 28th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Item K4, Property Management Committee, Chairman Alan McAdoo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our next meeting will be November the 30th at 5:30, but we have a tour of the Sheriff Department that is at 3:30 p.m. So we will meet at the Sheriff Department for the tour, and then right after the tour, we'll have our meeting here at 5:30.
Thank you, Chairman McAdoo. K5, Public Works and Planning, Chairman Anthony Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have no report tonight, but December 5th at 5:30 will be our next Public Works meeting.
Thank you, Chairman Johnson. K6, Steering Legislative and Governmental Committee, Chairman Craig Harris.
Commissioners, we got 2 resolutions on the agenda. The first one is pertaining to a rule that we approved, and we're going to change some of the wording on this. So whereas the portion of Rule 1 that pertains to the suspension of the rules, as well as Rule 3, which pertains to the commission considering items that are not on the agenda or did not go through the appropriate standing committee, currently require an approval of 2/3 majority of the Board of Commissioners. Whereas the Rutherford County Steering Committee has recommended that the portion of Rule 1 pertaining to suspension of the rules, as well as Rule 3, be amended to only require approval by a majority of the qualified and acting members of the Board of Commissioners. Now, therefore, it be resolved by the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners that the portion of Rule 1 pertaining to the suspension of the rules, as well as Rule 3, shall be and hereby are amended to only require approval by a majority of qualified and acting members of the Board of Commissioners. Be it further resolved that an updated version of the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners rules and regulations that incorporate the aforesaid amendments, a copy of which is attached hereto Exhibit A and incorporated herein by reference, as it is set forth herein at length verbatim, shall be and hereby is adopted and approved, resolved the 16th day of November 2023. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Commissioner Cush.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So Chairman Harris, just in plain English, because I need plain English. So we are adopting from the original rules and regulations of 1955 that this new amendment, we are going from a 2/3 vote down to a simple majority.
Sir.
Right? That's the only change.
That's it.
Thank you.
Let me just say, when it comes to suspension of the rules, that type of thing, I've not been following the 2/3 anyway. I've been doing a simple majority or a voice vote. So we've really not been following the rules, and this just kind of cleans that up. Commissioner Piercy.
I guess this question would be for Harris. What do we stand to gain by doing this? What's the purpose? That's all I want to know.
I'm going to defer that to Nick, and this is a House thing, so I want to let him comment on your question.
Yeah,
Commissioner.
Thank you, Chairman Harris. And Commissioner Piercy, it's just to dispel any question that our rules are not in line in accord with state law. Generally speaking, 2/3 votes can be required if provided by statute, and sometimes they are, and if they are, that's what the vote would be required. But otherwise, from a general perspective, if a statute does not provide for 2/3, then the general rule of thumb is majority vote. And so this is just to dispel any question that our rules aren't in line with state law.
So have they not been in line with state law since 55?
As your lawyer, I'm never going to say that we've done something wrong or violated any state law, but there were questions about the 2/3 voting requirement within our rules, and I figure it's better to clean it up and make sure that there's no questions moving forward than deal with anything in the past. Yes, sir.
Question.
Commissioner Oliver.
Can you give an example of when the statute would require 2/3 vote? Because you said it was kind of either or.
Yes, ma'am. And you may be seeing this sometime in the spring. So oftentimes the county legislative body passes a request to the General Assembly to amend a private act. And that requires a 2/3 vote to send it up to the General Assembly, who then considers the item, and if adopted, it comes back down here for ratification and also requires a 2/3 vote, and that's set by the Tennessee Constitution. But there are also other statutes that deal with generalized other topics, I can't recall them here, that may require a 2/3 vote, in which case we would do a 2/3 and not a majority. Yes, ma'am.
Questions?
Thank you, Chair. This goes to leadership. Should anybody watching, or should any of the commissioners want a hard copy of this newly revised rules and regs? Can this be accessed off the county website, or how can we obtain a copy?
Yes, sir. So as it's demonstrated here on the cover sheet, whenever it's amended, it's updated via date, and I generally get with the OIT department and have them access it on the Rutherford County TN website, and it'll be accessible in a PDF form there, hopefully tomorrow, but at the latest, probably at the beginning of next week.
Would
Yes,
that
sir.
be added to the minutes?
This will be in the minutes. Yes, sir.
Other questions? Since there were some questions on this, I'm going to suggest that we be on the board for this, so we will be on the board. So please cast your vote. No. Does it? Does this require 2/3 vote? No. Please cast your vote.
Anyone that did not vote and wishes to vote, or anyone who would like to change your vote, you may do so now.
Record the vote.
21 yes.
Motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, the next resolution has to do with the makeup of the Rutherford County Opioid Board. So whereas by resolution dated June 16, 2022, the Rutherford County Commission established the Rutherford Opioid Board for the purpose of exploring, studying, and recommending how the county should spend opioid settlement proceeds. Whereas the current membership of the ROB consists of 7 members, which include the chairman of steering committee, the chairman of public safety committee, and the chairman of budget committee. Whereas the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners believes it is necessary and appropriate to modify the membership structure of the board. Now therefore be it resolved by the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners that Rutherford Opioid Board shall be comprised of 7 members consisting of the following: 3 county commissioners designated by the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners, superintendent of the Rutherford County Correctional Work Center, director of the Rutherford County Probation Department, representatives from the Rutherford County Recovery Courts Department, and 1 citizen at large. Be it further resolved that there should be no terms for those appointed to the ROB provided. However, that the 3 county commissioners designated to the ROB shall serve a term that is conterminous with their term as county commissioner, and provided further that the citizen at large appointee shall serve a term of 4 years. Be it further resolved that the 3 county commissioners currently on the ROB, namely Commissioner Craig Harris, Commissioner Robert P. Jr., and Commissioner Pettis Reed, shall be designated as the county commission members to the ROB, and that their terms on the ROB shall be conterminous with their respective county commission terms. Be it further resolved that there shall be no compensation for those who are appointed to the ROB, and that the ROB shall serve at the pleasure of the Rutherford County Commission. Resolved this 16th day of November 2023. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
We have a motion and a second to approve item K6B, I believe it is. B. Any questions or comments? Commissioner Oliver.
Question. What is the impetus for the change? Why the change?
Well, the reason that I felt like a change needs is so that all y'all have an opportunity to be on it. Because right now it's like says you got to be chairman of steering, you got to be chairman of public safety. And what I want to do is open it up to everybody. So when the next terms come in, people like Ramel, who has you too also to deal with, maybe get on this board and a change, maybe a difference. And right now, you won't have that opportunity unless you're a chairman. So I wanted to take that out of the equation.
Other questions?
Thank you for that.
Other questions? We have a motion and a second to approve item K6B.
Thank you.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion to approve carries. Thank you. Under other business, let me just say that our next meeting will be on December the 14th. And before we get into shout-outs, let me say that as we enter this season of Thanksgiving, let me say that I am extremely thankful for you and for what you mean to this county. We are entering an extremely important time for Rutherford County. You know, we've been talking about alternative taxes forever, for years. Our steering committee will be looking at resolutions and maybe even bills that we want introduced this next legislative session over the next couple of months, especially the next month in December. Listen closely. Hopefully you'll be supportive of our efforts to implement alternative to property taxes. Nobody wants to raise property taxes again. Nobody does. But if you've also listened to what the school board has presented to us, it's choking. And there's no way that this county can afford those without a significant property tax increase unless we have some alternatives to those property taxes. Listen to what's coming up in steering in December, and hopefully you'll have input in that, because I think there'll be some resolution, or maybe even hopefully in the form of a bill that we want introduced at the next legislative session. So once again, I'm extremely thankful for emphasis that we have put on the taxpayers of the county and trying to get relief from that. So pay attention over the next month, especially over the next month. It's an important time for us. Other than that, I'm really thankful for you, for your questions, for your clarification, and for keeping me straight and honest. Shout-outs. Commissioner Harris.
Well, most of you commissioners that know me since 2018 know how important Rutherford County football is to me. So there is 2 major games for Rutherford County, Riverdale versus Oakland, where I coach at Riverdale, and my son, my favorite player in the world, at MTCS is playing to go to the state championship. So we're in the semifinals. So I don't know, pray, kick a dog, I don't know, just whatever you can do, help us so that we win. Thank you.
Thank you. Who was it? Commissioner Rather?
5 years, I've never done this. I'm going to give a shout out to Craig Harris. Isn't that huge? On medication. No. And Chairman P and Chairman Reed for being on the opioid board. I serve on a board for a nonprofit, and I went to a banquet about a month ago and got to listen to guys from all over the Southeast and how their lives had changed because they were addicted. They were bound by the devil, and they were freed, and they're different people. And Commissioner Harris has very passionately, with all of his heart, worked his butt off to make a difference in people's lives. And Chairman P and Chairman Reed work on that board, serve on that board, and if you change one life, it's all worth it. And I think lives, plural, are being changed and will continue to be changed because those guys work. And I gave a shout out to Chairman Harris because he has spearheaded that whole thing, and his heart is totally in it. I know that, I've seen it. So I just want to give a shout out.
Thank you. Anyone else? Reed.
This shout out is for one of our own right here in the commission, but on November the 2nd, myself and Commissioner Shanto back here and Commissioner James had the opportunity to attend the Rutherford County Soil and Water Conservation District. But we had the opportunity to see one of our own, and a farmer from out in Las Cassias received the Conservation Farmer of the Year award from that group. And I just want to give a shout out over here to Steve Piercy.
I'm excited. Anyone else?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, I'm sorry. Commissioner McMurray.
No, you're fine. Real quick, I would just like to say that I will give a shout out to Commissioner Beverly and Commissioner Gooch for participating in some town halls over the past couple of weeks. I know Ms. Allen gave us a challenge or charge, and some of us are doing that, so I implore you, if you can, and I think some other individuals have done town halls, but let's keep our constituents engaged because they really do enjoy these town halls, whether it's one person or 25 or 50 people showing up. It shows the public that we're engaged, we're honest, and we're transparent with everything that we do. And also, I want to give a shout out real quick. I know last week was Veterans Day, but to those in this body or in the audience, if they're veterans, I would like to say we salute you, we thank you, and we honor you. So if you could stand up, right in here, veterans. All right. So I'm not sure if many saw last week, but last week the courthouse was lit up in the color of green. I had sent Miss Rachel a notice to make sure we could do that. And then also for this week, so many are wondering why the courthouse is in the color of blue. Well, as a fellow type 1 diabetic myself, this month is Diabetes Awareness Month, so that's why the courthouse is lit up in blue. So it's not a political stunt. I just want to put that out there because I've heard it from some people. But no, I try to bring awareness to diabetes and implore those to try to eat healthy and exercise and go from there. I know it's going to be hard this Thanksgiving season with the turkey and all that stuff, but no, it was put on my desk. I did not eat this. Okay. But again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anyone else? Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Of course, we all know that the official Thanksgiving Day is coming up. I'll tell you, I'm thankful every day. So Thanksgiving Day, yeah, it's special because the kids come over. We enjoy that. We enjoy a good meal. But we're blessed every day. I'm blessed to have food on the table, a roof over my head. There's so many people that do not have that. And you can look around and they're still thankful. But so many people struggle through Thanksgiving, Christmas. And I'm just asking you to all remember what you have. Be thankful for it. Be thankful for your friends, neighbors, families. And notice the people around you. If you have a neighbor that you haven't seen in a while, check on them. They may need you. Everyone needs somebody. But there again, I'm so thankful for what I and we have. And I'm thankful for all of my neighbors, everybody in our community. It's just such a good community to live in. And there again, try to watch out for others.
Anyone else? Commissioner Beverly.
Yes, I just want to extend an invitation to everyone. On December 9th, I'm hosting the Christmas in Christiana event. It's for all the members of our community. Just come on out. There'll be free pictures with Santa, cookie decorating, hot chocolate, and just go to christmasinchristiana.com to get those tickets reserved. Again, December 9th from 10 to 2.
Anyone else? Commissioner Oliver.
Yes, thank you. I do want to do a shout out to the Murfreesboro NAACP for honoring me as Woman of the Year. I was really elated and excited, and I just want to publicly thank them for that honor of me for my work here on the commission. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Anyone else? Lisa, congratulations again. Thank you for being here every month, and thank you for keeping us online. Once again, happy Thanksgiving. If you travel, be safe. See you in December. We're adjourned.